Most of my days, I wake up and I think about HYROX and I think about training throughout the entire day. Like, what is gonna make me a better athlete? You get these goals, you achieve them, it feels good for a little bit. That goalpost moves, and that's why I think like the long-term sustainability is just all about, well, do you enjoy the route it took you to get there? Do you enjoy the work that goes in to try and achieve these goals? We're gonna go for an easy kind of recovery run, probably between like 7 and 8-ish miles. Really just like low effort level, like think like a 3 out of 10 type of effort, and just trying to recover from like hard training the day before. Depending on how my legs feel, I'll do like 5 or 6 strides at the end of the run just to touch some speed. It's such an endurance sport, like training for HYROX, but you can't just like forget about top end speed. So a lot of times my easy runs will just have like 4 or 5, 6 strides at the end that are just like 15 seconds of running hard but not a sprint, because it's kind of like free speed work where I'm touching my top end speed. Maybe it's like mile pace. But if I'm just doing it for 15 seconds for 5 or 6 reps, like it's not really fatiguing me at all. So that's kind of what my easy days look like, is do some easy cardio in the morning that might be like cross training, bike, row, ski, and then I'll have a 60 to 75 minute run in the afternoon with these 5 or 6 strides, just to touch that speed work, and then recover, get ready for the next hard training day. I think just the theme of like zooming out and looking at progress over a 3-month period, a 6-month period, instead of just focusing on what happened the last week of the last race. I think that's where, at the beginning of the year, before HYROX Boston in September, I feel like no one really knew who I was in the sport. And, I was training with Dylan, who is obviously very well known. And, there was like, okay, Dylan and Stephen are going to race together, but, that's just like one super athlete with one guy who's like kind of good at HYROX. And, the reality has been, well, I've been training really hard at this for years now. It's just kind of all coming together. Some people have had this like great ascent into the Elite 15, and it's just happened very quickly for them. Where for me, it's been more of a slow build over 2.5, 3 years now. And I think a lot of that just comes down to, being willing to put in that time and not try and get quick wins. So 1 scoop of ignition, and then about, let's say, a heaping scoop of clear protein. Top it off a little more. Yeah, even like easy day, you're already going in kind of depleted if you trained really hard yesterday. So it's still just so important to, heart rate didn't even get over 130 today, but burned a lot of calories and have, some hard training tomorrow that I'll get to. So just top off the glycogen stores. Tons of protein today on recovery days. Between this and like protein coffee, some power bars, it's like 70 to 80 grams of protein from Phorm products every single day. But I think like even protein needs for endurance athletes are pretty important and like looked over probably by like runners historically, but on these recovery days, I'll try and get like 200 grams of protein. Just because it's like you need to repair the muscles if you're going to train hard every other day or every 3 days, every 2 days, whatever it might be. If you only love competing and racing and the results, that's just not sustainable. It's like you're going to have bad races And if that is all you care about and like that's what you place your worth on, it's just bound to fail at some point and not be sustainable. Training to me has always been the thing where it's just like the process, like the process of improvement and that daily grind where sometimes you're winning workouts, sometimes you're losing workouts, but again, like you zoom out far enough and there's so much progress to view. And I've just always really loved like training alone, honestly, where it's just like no one is watching you. You can't, like, you're the only one who truly knows like the work you've done. It's like you can't lie to yourself. You can try, but it's like that's I just love that part that like you are like your race results is like 99% in your control because it's based on the work you did. These races are fun, and it's like fun to go win a race and succeed. You can't always count on that. So it's like why make that like the only thing that makes you happy if most of the time I spent with like HYROX is training. DC for HYROX this year was like the American Regional Championship. So, it was an Elite 15 race, but only for people in that region or teams in that region. So we went into that, Dylan and I, as the #1 seed. I would say I'm pretty nervous up until the start time. Those last couple hours, like in the warm-up area, and when you're, for these Elite 15 races, they announce your name and you walk on the stage and everyone's looking at you and they put your picture up or whatever. I'm definitely pretty nervous in those moments, and you get to run to the start tunnel, and again, still pretty nervous before that start time goes off. They have the F1 start time now where the lights go off and everyone goes. I think once that happens, it does feel like a normal race at that point. It's like maybe that first lap, because everyone goes out really fast, it just feels like a little bit of a shock, but I think after that, I tend to settle in a little bit and just really stay locked in. Going into the race, people knew who was going to win. During the race, people knew who was going to win. And after the race, it was like, that's the best team in America. And I think that was just like very cool to be a part of. And it was just really cool to kind of lead it from start to finish. And it's just like you got everyone's eyes on you in the convention center. So I think that was like just a really special moment for me, because I had never won a big race like that.
We had one goal coming in, was to win the race. One team qualified here. We were aggressive early, but not too aggressive. Came out of the sled push. Basically never gave up the lead after that. Our running was just so strong the whole time. Got to wall balls, built a huge lead, and kind of just smooth sailed through. We wanted to run a really clean race once we had that lead, and we got the job done. We just keep getting better every time we race together. And again, there was one goal here to win, and we did that. Really, for me, this is going to be the focus the rest of the year, so I can focus on doubles. Dylan obviously still has a couple huge solo races, but yeah, really solid weekend. For me personally, like, it couldn't really have gone much better than this.
If you compare Stephen Pelkofer in June 2026 to Stephen Pelkofer in September 2025, it's a completely different athlete. And sometimes it just takes that bigger stretch of time to kind of realize that fitness and have it show up on race day.